on Twitter if there's something.
Very professional.
I don't really know. By the way, how do we see? Okay, we have some people coming in
Okay.
already.
Okay, so it's working, right?
Yeah, we have 15 people right now. Yeah, I just wanted to see if there's an automatic link. Yeah, is there?
Okay. Should we get started?
We can, yeah, we can.
All
I
right.
think we can.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the first Masa Community Live of the year. Today I'm joined by my colleague Joao. I am the head of business development at Masa, and Joao is the head of marketing. These might be two new faces for you since you've been joined by other people in the past, but we thought it would be a good opportunity to get a little bit closer to the community, especially since we are the ones that are managing a lot of the partnerships, ecosystem deals, and grants that are happening, and the marketing overall around Masa. So hopefully you like us, but if you don't like us and you want Damir back or someone else, he will be coming back in the future as well. Welcome, Joel.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. For those that don't know me, yeah, as Daniel said, I'm the head of marketing at Masa for a few months as of now, and yeah, the idea of this live, since the ones with the Masa Labs team are over now, since most of the developments are coming to an end, we thought that it could be a nice idea to just gather with the community, give you some insights on what's happening, what we've been working on, and also maybe some projects for the future, for the near future. Um, on the format, it's not like very defined as of now. The idea is also that we can get some feedback from you guys that are listening, feedback from the community, and we can try to adapt for that. Today it's only with Daniel and me. In the next episodes, we will just invite not only people from the team to talk about different projects, also from the Masa Labs team, and also just builders and projects that are part of the Masa ecosystem. This will be a live format also. Depending on, it can be just talks with other people and projects, or we can also have some content, actual content to show. But in any way, it will be recorded. So even if you can manage to be connected at this time, you can always watch it later. It will be on YouTube and also on Twitter.
Sounds good. Okay, should we get started? What should we get started with? So there's a lot of updates, a lot of things that happen, a lot of ecosystem things. But maybe we should start with the core of Masa in the beginning. Of
Yeah,
course, the core of Masa is the users, number one. But number two is the Masa team, and there's been a little bit of things changing from that point of view.
yeah,
So yeah, in the past months, we've had quite a few people that have joined, including me and Joao. I've been here for, I suppose, half a year at this point, so I've seen half of 2024. It took a little bit of getting used to in the beginning, but it turned out well in the end. And thankfully, we've been blessed by other people like Joao, because otherwise, I don't know what I would have done alone. But yeah, maybe you can add something to that, Joao.
yeah. And on the marketing team, we have also Kevin, which is a very nice addition to the team. Maybe some of you know him, and he's a guy that has been on the master community for a long time. He's also an old runner. He's also a token holder. So everything, just like you guys can be on the other side of the screen. So that's nice. And also on the labs side, there is Thibaut, who was already an active builder on the ecosystem, on the Masa ecosystem. And he recently joined the labs team as a developer also. Um, I think it could be a good idea if we talk about maybe some on-chain metrics, since that's what we know from these past months, and now entering in 2025. I think it could be nice to give some insights on that. Um, Maybe Daniel, you want to go on around that?
Yeah, sure. So just as some general, very simple metrics that probably all of you have seen so far, the mass price has gone up quite a bit in the past months. We have hit around 8 cents about a week or so ago, and I believe a couple of weeks before that as well. Of course, price is not an indication of success always, but it is a good indication that things are moving at least. Along with that, the market cap has grown quite a bit, and we have a good amount of active wallets on Masa. We have a lot of active nodes, which are making our chain more decentralized. And also, most importantly, what I thought was a very good metric is the fact that around 69% of the MOS circulating supply is staked on mainnet. And I think this is not something that every single blockchain or projects around the Web3 can attest to. So it's been quite nice. And this metric was actually when the token was pumping pretty hard. So at least to me, it was quite reassuring to see that people still believe in the token and they're not really worried about the price going up in order to sell it.
Exactly. Which is probably a result of all the work that has been put through these past months. I think probably it would be a good idea to jump on the topic of the tech development and advancements. Sorry, that we've had in the past few weeks and months. Of course, everyone has probably seen the tweets about DWeb, but there's some other stuff also. For example, on the Masa name system, I think we achieved another milestone. It's around 12,000 domains that are already minted on chain. And by the way, as you probably know, you can always book yours as of right now. We can get the links for that if you want. But yeah, maybe we can also talk about some other technical advancements. Daniel?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, to go along with MNS, of course, this is something that ties very directly into DWeb. So you can book your domains right now. And after that, we also have a few new tools that you can use. So you can upload your website in the traditional sense that we did before, but now we also have an easy uploader that allows anyone essentially to upload their static website directly onto DWeb very easily. This is quite a key thing for user experience and for decentralization on our chain. And we've had quite a few partners that have been joining very recently that hopefully we can talk about really soon with you. Along with that, we've also had some advancements as far as ASC goes. You might have heard recently about it, but we will have autonomous smart contracts with guaranteed execution very soon. And this is going to be quite a big thing for some of the projects that are on chain, like, for example, DUSA, which thanks to this will be able to be fully decentralized and will be essentially the first fully decentralized DEX in all of Web3. So I think that's pretty
and
cool.
also with DWeb, that they already are
Yep.
on DWeb, by the way.
Yeah, so I think that's a few of the interesting things that we've had in the past year. It's stuff that has been talked about for a very long time, and it's really awesome to see that it is finally live and in people's hands at this point. And don't worry, stuff doesn't stop here. So for 2025, we have a really big advancement of the technology. So everything that we are doing from this point of view will keep continuing on this narrative and only expanding upon it. So it's not just going to be web hosting for simple websites or DeFi applications. It's not just going to be autonomous smart contracts. It'll be a whole suite of different things that you will find out about very soon, hopefully.
I was just checking my notes. So yeah, and now that we have DWeb, now that we have also the ASCs that are going quite well, I think we could probably explain how are we expecting to hit the market with this. What are the contacts that we already have? Who are we speaking to? And give maybe some general ideas on this topic.
Yeah. So I think this both on the business development side that I'm managing with Tatiana. By the way, we didn't talk about Tatiana, I think, in the introduction.
True. Sorry.
Great, very talented, great research. She's been amazing for the past month since we've had her. One of the challenges of selling something like DWeb, autonomous smart contracts, and a heavy infrastructure service is the fact that the general market is very focused around hype, metrics, things that are very volatile while we are trying to sell something serious. So in order to find partners that want to use a technology like this and care about it, it takes a tremendous amount of work. So we've had to try out different strategies in the past months, basically in the past half a year. We've had to contact a lot of projects that we failed talking to simply because they don't really care about decentralization. And some of these names you probably know and use today. And you might be surprised at the fact that they do not care about the topic of decentralization. They only care about money. But in our case, we kept pushing through with this. We have quite a few interesting things. We can't talk about all of them at the moment, but there's going to be a lot of discussions with decentralized VPNs potentially very soon, with the Web3 browsers that we've already started conversations with various wallets. And we already have an ongoing thing with a decentralized messenger that will be announced very soon. I don't know if we can name them right now, but we will give you all guys all of the info as soon as possible. But the general consensus of all of this is that we don't want to just have partnerships and deals with people that only want metrics, money, or attention. What we want to do is to truly validate all of our services, all of our infrastructure, and put it in the hands of good projects that actually want to use it and that want to be decentralized.
Yeah, I think it would be good also to mention that again on DWeb. So we have seen the beta version, which was mainly, I would say, a version that would probably speak more to developers and people that know a little bit about tech in that side. The new version of DWeb that you all saw, there was a countdown for that, was something that was aiming much more for the general public. Anyone that has a website can just simply download or export the website, and then there is a simple drag and drop to put it on the DWeb. And when you see the cost of it, then I think it's a very good solution, especially comparing with the other solutions that we have right now on Web3. And the next step for DWeb, apart from all the work that is going on there, would be to probably tie DWeb into other solutions. So one of the ideas would be that you could develop your website directly on chain. So maybe, for example, do some partnerships with CMSs, so that we could package everything into one single solution, and it could really be a very good product for the masses. And so anyone that wants to create a decentralized website, they could do it in one single platform. That would be an insane use case for DWeb. And so yeah, this is just one of the ideas. There are other ideas that are being developed on that side. But yeah, just something to add on top of what Daniel was saying.
Yeah, I agree. And this is something where a lot of projects are focusing, again, metrics and stuff like that, but they are focusing very much on gamified solutions. They're investing a lot into very shady marketing that doesn't really bring results. In this case, if we could tie DWeb into actual Web2 services, like, for example, Vercel or anything along those lines, where we can offer our services of hosting, decentralized hosting to them directly, to their users, that would essentially open us up to a massive customer base, potentially millions of users that could benefit from decentralization while using these Web2 services that allow them to customize websites really easily. It's just one of the many use cases that we could have eventually down the line, and it would essentially automate our work of business development as well. It would be very good. Also, I was looking at chat. Someone is complaining that we're not reading chat. We will do it at the end. We'll reply to some questions, okay? All right. What do you think? Should we move into maybe some of the ecosystem projects?
Well, yes. Very sorry. I didn't even add the chat open. Very sorry about that. Very sorry about it. We could probably, I think that there is some good mentions on the projects that are already live. Some of the stuff that has been happen lately, especially if you follow our socials. I think you might have seen Dooser Pump, which was actually a very good surprise for us. They launched Pump.fun style platform that allows you, and you as the listener, anyone can do it. Anyone can launch a token, and honestly, it's been doing quite nice. I think I was taking a look at it some minutes ago. I think we have more than 60 tokens that were launched. So this was in the first week or so, something like that. And I wanted to also say that this is on 100% organic usage. There was no incentives for this. There was no money either from the foundation or even from the team. So I think it's very nice. It's something that I wanted to put out there. We have some other mentions though of projects that launched very recently, like for example EvoBots. Maybe you can give some insights on that, Daniel. I know you like the game very much.
Yeah, I think we all do. Even Seb likes it very much. Uh, so the interesting thing about EvoBots is that it was something new for us. So it's not necessarily a DeFi application that is directly hosted on the Masa chain, like for example, lending and borrowing platform, a farming platform, or anything like that. It's an application on Telegram that is based on the 2048 game that you guys might have played a lot about 6 years ago or so. And the cool thing about it is that while being a Telegram mini app and a game, it leverages autonomous smart contract technology. So the NFTs that will essentially represent the user's profile and their progress will be evolvable NFTs that are hosted on the Masa chain. So I thought that was a really cool use case and a cool showcase of Masa technology. And most importantly, the thing that I like the most about it is that it's an easy way and a fun way to introduce our technology to potentially hundreds of millions of users on Telegram if they manage to do the scalability of the application properly. Of course, it's not a 100% win situation, but I think it's good to diversify every now and then and bring some fun stuff and fun ways to showcase our technology and not just give people hundreds of pages of documents.
Yeah, I think it's less focusing on the tech and less focusing on these very deep subjects, and trying to also develop and support some of the ideas that are probably, I think, in my opinion, better for mass adoption, which is, of course, jumping in some of the trends, but that's what Web3 is made of. Some trends that come and go, but if the users are there, then I think it's also important for us as a layer one to support some of these initiatives. One other topic that has been brought a lot of times by the community was and is the Masa mobile wallet. And I think it's very good to say, it's very nice to say today that it's currently under review. So most of the wallet is complete, and yeah, the idea is that right now it's going to be under review, and we'll open the Masa ecosystem. We will open the access to everyone once the time comes. I think that's all that I can say for now. But yeah, it's also an important topic. It's something that we need, and we needed for a long time. So yeah, it's coming.
Yep. And for the person that is complaining in chat about money and stuff like that, things like EvoBots, Masa Mobile Wallet, Deucer Pump, and other things that we will discuss directly tie into scalability on the chain, into things that users can utilize on the Masa chain, potentially bring more transactions, more TVL, more of the metrics that you like so much. The only thing is that we cannot sit here and blatantly just talk about numbers because there are other priorities that we have as an infrastructure chain. But thank you for the comments.
Yeah. So I agree sometimes with some of the comments. And again, we are completely aware of what people say about what you say. We are the main people concerned about this. It's our work, after all, of every day, every week, every month. So yeah, the same concerns that you have, I can assure you that we have the same. We are working on that. But yeah, Web3 is not, it's probably not the same way as you think. And I agree 100% with Daniel. It's just one of those how can I say, industries that are still a bit immature in some places. And yeah, everything is tied to money, everything is tied to this mass marketing and attention grabbing. So yeah, it's not
Yeah.
as easy as that to
Yeah.
just come up with a when marketing and then
Yeah.
and then that's all.
When marketing, sir. Yeah, there is no blueprint, unfortunately. You have to kind of pave your own way, especially if you're doing something that is innovative or different from the market. Yeah.
Exactly, but I'll come back to this topic in a moment. On the same subject as before, one of the things that I think was also quite important, and we wanted to talk about it, is that we currently have, I would say, above 60% of the bounties that are being worked on, being filled, and I think this is a very nice number for us. It means that Masa as a layer one is also quite attractive, and people like it. People like the narrative. People like what the tech stack, and so yeah, it's quite nice to see this number, and maybe we could also give an example of a successful bounty that has been delivered.
Uh,
Daniel.
yeah, sure. Well, we could give an example of a good one that we saw recently. And also, just on the topic of bounties, another thing that I believed was very important for Masa was to amplify the bounty a little bit for this year. So find a few topics that are a little bit more trendy in the market. One thing that we haven't explored a lot so far on Masa has been RWA. There's been some ideas about it. I believe it was thrown around in the road paper, but I think there's a lot that we can do with that. Artificial intelligence is something that we could also potentially focus on down the line, and something that could connect pretty well with decentralized hosting. And we are already in talks with certain projects that are doing AI agents and things along those lines to see if we can support them with DWeb from that point of view. And hopefully we can have some bounties for that as well, because we do care about emerging topics as well and trends. But one of the cool ones that came around recently is a UniV2 style DEX. Essentially, we had a bounty out for that. We thought it would be a good idea to diversify the DEXs that we have on chain. And having a UniV2 one would essentially make the whole liquidity process a little bit easier for the average user. Most people are used to UniV2. They know how to set LP with 2 tokens. And we thought it would be a good way to allow people to launch tokens easier, to start their platforms, to manage liquidity and everything along those lines. Not only did they do the UniV2 DEX, but they also did a token launcher that ties into that. So hopefully we can announce that very soon. And they also added some AI functionality into their platform. The platform is essentially in testing right now, but we expect it to come quite soon, hopefully in the next month or so. And I think that's going to keep expanding the ecosystem of projects that we have right now, and hopefully bring a little bit of competition between the DXs, and maybe even a little bit of competitions between the token launchers. Now that we're going to have a token launcher from this DX and the Deucer Pump token launcher.
Exactly. Thank you, by the way. Okay, what other topics could we bring? I was just checking a little bit the questions here. Yeah, before jumping probably into some other topics, there is one quite important that I wanted to mention, that is probably more tied to our work on the marketing team, but not only, because the entire Masa team is working on this general subject, which was probably some of the things that took the most time from my side since I arrived in Masa, which is probably what I could call the narrative. So, what's the narrative for Masa? What do we do? What is Masa after all? And I think the idea here was to, after all, like take what we already have and shape it in a way that is probably easier to understand and quite unique to the project. There are a lot of later ones out there. There are a lot of different projects, and so at some point you need something quite unique. Why do I say the stuff that we already have? Because the tech is already here. It's either being developed or was already developed, but it's here, so we are not changing that. We are just explaining in a different way. That's storytelling. That's all. And something that was important for me in that case is to maybe try to focus a little bit less on the tech side of things and more on the value. So what does it mean? It means asking the questions of what can we do with it, what are the possibilities, what does Masa allow or empower, after all. And I think that's a very important topic. It's something that helps to bring other people into the ecosystem. It helps to at least try to position ourselves as something that the other are not, and we are this own thing. So we had a lot of discussions with the team, between us, quite a good amount of work on self-questioning, and I think we managed to land on something that I would say we all agree. If I could tie this in a single word, I think it would be freedom. So why freedom? It's because it can be a bit weird to talk in this way, but to me, it's more freedom in the way of giving people the promises, or at least one of the promises of Web3, which is decentralization. And as we were talking before, and Daniel was saying, I think that the narrative of airdrops, points, aggressive community management, it's, to me, it was something that we believed that it was a quick trend, but it became something quite painful and a bit too long as of right now. Because instead of trying to create tools and solutions to real problems, it's just like a continuous loophole of attention grabbing and sometimes useless stuff. So instead, as we always did, we always do, I think the idea of Masa is to focus on real solutions. That's why we had so much work that went into develop DWeb that now is live, and we have some other ideas for that also for the future, and of course the automated smart contracts. So I could say that the goal is to give users this freedom, this control. We can even talk about maybe some of the recent examples. Just in 2024, we had a lot of stuff. Twitter that was banned in Brazil, Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram, that was arrested in France, Pom.fun that was banned in the UK, and more recently TikTok, of course, in USA. Whether we agree or not with these things, this is what we are going for in Masa, is you will be able tomorrow to deploy a dApp that lives forever. I think that's the main idea. This is what we are trying to focus on. This is what we are trying to give as transparent as we can to the community, to people. So yeah, I think there will be a huge work that you guys will see on the website, on the way that we talk, the tone of voice, and overall the marketing and the way that we communicate. To go for this narrative, to go for this way of explaining things, so that tomorrow it can be very easy to explain what Masa does, and Masa does this. You can deploy tomorrow a dApp that lives forever. And so, yeah, that's, to me, complete decentralization. That's what we want, and that's the value that we want to give. I talked a bit too much. Maybe you want to add something, Daniel?
It's okay. No, that was wonderful. Yeah, the only thing that I would add is that it's not just Web2 or governments, institutions, centralized operation services that are trying to essentially block us out of everything that we want to do. It's also our own peers. So, for example, if you took a look at Telegram just yesterday or 2 days ago, they are essentially blacklisting any other blockchain from being associated with Telegram mini apps. and they're only allowing ton mini apps to be on Telegram, which is actually quite insane, because at that point it really begs the question, like, what is decentralization? Is ton decentralized? Are any of these blockchains decentralized? Are we starting to attack each other? So I think decentralization is a topic that should really be at everyone's core right now, because with everything that is going on, all of the money that is pouring in, all of the institutions that are coming into crypto, we are definitely losing decentralization. It's not the way that it used to be anymore.
Exactly. But again, this doesn't mean that we are getting far away from all the trends that we can have on Web3. It's just that the same way that you can do something on Solana, something on, I don't know, Arbitrum, or any other layer one, the idea is that you can also do that on Masa, and we are open for that. There is a good grant system that we have right now. We are open to all these ideas, but the only thing is that you can do it in a decentralized manner. You can do it in a way that, I mean, it's different. That's the differentiation part.
Yeah, our goal is not to block trends from happening. It's not to block meme coins from existing. It's not to block GameFi projects or any other thing that is happening in the market. It's just to showcase that there is a decentralized way to do things, and there is a safer way and a better way for things to be online forever, instead of being taken down whenever someone doesn't like it. That's basically the main point of it. Yeah.
Exactly. From there, maybe we can jump on some other topics. We had quite some good partnerships in this past month, also in 2024. Can you maybe give us some insights on that, Daniel?
Yeah, I think I discussed this a little bit earlier as far as BD and things along those lines go. As I said, it is a little bit challenging. Thankfully, we've had some big names that have been tied to us consistently. For example, CertiK, which have helped us recently as well, and they published a report about us, and we are one of the top projects on CertiK at the moment as far as security goes. We have also finished our integration with MetaMask Snaps, so that is another really cool thing that we worked on for several months recently. And this would essentially allow users to send MAS in between wallets directly through MetaMask. And we are planning to add more plugins through this and offer more functionality. Hopefully, down the line at some point, people will be able to interact with the DeFi applications on Masa as well through MetaMask Snaps. As I said, there's a lot of stuff that we are in contact with right now. There are DVPNs, Web3 browsers, wallets, decentralized messengers, essentially anything that ties into our narrative and that we believe in. We will do our best to partner up with them, offer our technology, and do really strong showcases of how it can impact them. We've also obviously had with Masa Labs, we've had partnerships with Starknet, with Polygon. And we are not haters of any other blockchains, any other ecosystems. If any other chain wants to partner with us, figure out a way to use our infrastructure, we are more than happy to talk to them and collaborate, because our goal is decentralization. It's not to blacklist anyone. So we are in talks with some other major ones right now as well, and hopefully we can do something together, whether it's on the marketing side to get some metrics or to get some more user base on Masa, or purely on the technical side to help them out with something that they need. We are more than happy to do that. As far as that goes, we also have a pretty strong proof of concept with Kima that is hosted on Arbitrum. So you can take a look at that as well. I believe it's been announced in the past. And hopefully we can expand on that as well, because it is a really good use of Masa's technology and Kima together. And yeah, besides that, we've had some of the other partnerships like Plena and Intoverse and many other ones that we've done recently, and we'll keep doing them. So it's all a balance between getting metrics, getting attention, but also focusing very heavily on the technology side of it.
Yeah, exactly. I was just checking. Is there anything else you would like to talk about before maybe just opening maybe for 2025, sorry. By the way, I think that because I saw also a question on the chat regarding probably the the 2025 roadmap, I think it could be a topic for another episode, especially because some of the topics there require us to bring other people from the team also. I think it would be nice if we could have Seb with us for the next one. There's no date yet for now, but yeah. So we won't be really diving onto the roadmap as of today. But yeah, just wanted to say that there. All right.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I mean the format really depends. So we have some ideas for the future. Some things that we can do is, of course, go over the roadmap. Whenever we have a new tech update, we could go very in depth with it with one of the Masa Labs members. Other things that we can do is whenever we have something really exciting that is coming out of the grant project, we could potentially interview one of the members from their teams, get them to showcase a demo or explain exactly what they're trying to do, get some feedback from the community. So that's all things that we could tie into the community calls. And we're also very open to suggestions. So if you guys want to see anything else in here, then feel free to ask.
Exactly.
And we'll take it into consideration. Yeah.
Yeah, if you want any specific topics, or if you want to see any specific people or projects on the channel on these episodes, then just feel free. We can try to contact anyone and see what type of live we could do with them.
I saw someone that asks for foundation tasks. If you want, in one of the next episodes, I can go through my task list for you.
I was just checking. Okay. Well, I think we have everything. Again, this is recorded. This is going to be on YouTube and also in a video format on Twitter. You can jump back to it when you want. You can share it with anyone you want. And yeah, just for any type of questions that you have, if you want to see again any specific topics and people on the channel, I think you can just drop some comments on the tweet that will be generated by this video, and I think we are all good.
Yeah, pretty much. I saw someone asking something good, I suppose. They were asking if any strong partners like Polygon or StartNet would essentially integrate their dApps on DWeb. This is something that I've explored in the past, and I continue to do so. So yeah, I typically go around ecosystems. If there are any blockchains that might be interesting in the topic, I usually ask them if they have any projects that would like to host on DWeb, and it's something that we would love to explore, obviously, because any big names that are hosted on DWeb are good for us, good for our metrics, and good for them because it offers them more decentralization and security. So it is something that is important for sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I was just checking some other stuff. But yeah, I think we are all good. There's no specific date for the next episode as of now, but of course we will let you know the subject. We will let you know also who is invited in advance. And yeah, thank you very much, I think, everyone, for being with us. Thank you, Daniel, also. And I guess we can wrap it up.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye-bye, man.
Bye-bye.